I'm sitting in a quiet section of a small library in a small Danish town on the second floor of sort of like this little mall building in the town. And I feel like a zombie because I've spent so much time on my phone and computer. And I think there are probably a lot of people, especially younger people, but people of all generations that can identify with my feeling. I'm here for work and I'm spending a lot of time by myself, and the easiest thing to do is just be on my computer or phone when I'm not working. Luckily, I don't work on technology. I work, interpersonally, so that gives me at least some time throughout the day that I'm not on my computer or phone. And when I'm at home, I have like a lot of activities that I do that are that are interactive, and so that's guaranteed time off my technology. And I also exercise a lot, and I've injured myself, so I'm away and I'm working and I'm not doing my activities and I'm not exercising because I'm resting from my injury. So I've just really been going hard with the screen time, and I feel like it's melting my brain. And it's such an interesting thing, like the the compulsion that it builds into you, like the feeling like it's really like such an aversion to boredom. Like if I walk to the grocery store, I'm gonna be listening to something on my headphones while I'm walking there, and like just if I cook dinner, I'm gonna have something playing on my computer while I'm cooking, or it's just constant. It's just ceaseless. Like the sort of the impulse to participate, to be stimulated by it. And the thing is, I haven't done this much screen time in a while, and when when you're doing it this much, it's like when you're off it, like the initial impulse is to feel like it's agonizing, like you're like, oh, this, like you just reach back for it, like you're breathing, like it's just like your heart's beating, like it's just there. It's just you're not experiencing anything, so you reach for the phone to experience. I'm not making this video for someone who has a solution to this, or like saying that I've figured it out, but because obviously I've just been on it so much. But I will say, last night I had a little bit of a serendipitous moment. Or I don't know if serendipitous is the right word, but there's some people walking by. Last night I watched a YouTube video that was talking about being addicted to watching YouTube videos. So I thought I would make a YouTube video based on that YouTube video about watching YouTube videos. But anyway, I'm getting lost here. But I did turn my screens off and meditate before sleep. We were going to sleep last night, so that was great. But I did actually listen to a guided meditation on YouTube while I meditated. So baby steps here. But yeah, I don't have any like real like point in this other than just kind of to share, like I feel a little bit trapped. I feel a little bit trapped by this addiction. I would like, in theory, to spend way less time on my screens, but I love using them. I mean, I don't know if love's the right word, but based on my actions, it would seem that I love using them. I love watching YouTube videos I'm interested in. I love playing online chess. Like, I recently downloaded a dating app for the first time in a while, and that it's just designed to be so addicting as well. And I don't even the thing I don't even I watch jujitsu instructionals, a lot of things that I can tell myself are productive, things that I like, which I do, but it's just so imbalanced. I think I've been spending 8 hours on my phone a day or something. Like 3 hours a day is way more than enough. You know what I mean? That 3 hours a day is a lot. I'm freaking 8 hours a day. And when I'm at home and exercising in my groove, it's way less. It's probably more on my phone, usually an hour or 2 hours or something. And then maybe an hour or two on my computer, and probably actually day to day a little less than that. So it's generally pretty good. I guess maybe I'm experiencing more I don't know. Yeah. So I think in general in my day to day life, it's much more under control. It actually hasn't really been an issue for me in the last couple years as much, because I've been really on the move in a lot of ways in my life, and my time's been filled with other things I care about. But being here basically by myself, working, and then not being able to exercise, it's been going all out. But so I'm sure when I go back home, it won't be an issue anymore again. But maybe so maybe it's kind of interesting to experience, because I think a lot of people spend just a good part of their life having this kind of addiction to it, and I get it, because that's what I'm doing. If I didn't have more stuff going on that I cared about more, this, I'd be doing that, because this is what I'm doing now, and I don't have more stuff going on. So maybe that's and it's just so powerful. Especially if you're sitting there alone, I'm in this house, and there's no one else in the house, and it's kind of cold out, and I'm injured, and the town's really small and quiet, and I work throughout the day, and so then when I get off work, I'm just okay, it's 4 p.m. I'm just on screens the whole time after that. And actually, because of jet lag, I've been taking a nap right after work, and then waking up and being on screens from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. and then going back to sleep. And then all throughout the day and on breaks, I'll be on the screens too. And in the morning, I'll wake up at 7, and I don't start work till 9:30, and I'll be on my screens for an hour or two in the morning too. So it's just freaking powerful. And and this reminds me now of that study of they did a study. I'm sure a lot of you know this, but they did studies of rats and cocaine, and the rats that were isolated basically drank the cocaine water and got addicted, and the rats that were in a rat community with lots of games, and they could have sex and mate and play and whatever, they didn't use the cocaine. And so I think the isolation, part of me wants to be and I think I want to do this more, really zen it out, meditate, go on quiet walks, read. But it's that kind of fucking sucks. That kind of fucking sucks. Like, that's not really like there's a reason it's like challenging spiritual experience. And I think for most of us, like sitting there like by yourself is not a very like it's not a very promising alternative. But that's what we're doing on our screens. We're actually all just sitting there by ourselves. Like of course we have a lot of stimulation, but we are sitting there by ourselves. And so maybe that's like maybe that's a nice little like culmination of this video of like, yeah, of course, like something to strive for is like this immense immense willpower, and like transcending, human desire, and experiencing the bliss of sitting and breathing in this moment, like for sure. And I aspire to have more of that too. But I think like maybe that's like the wrong way of like going about it. Like maybe like we gotta go replace it, which is again maybe obvious, but we gotta replace. We gotta actually find things that fill that desire for connection, which is so obvious, but like it can like put effort into it, like go and go and try and do something silly, like join a club you never done before or whatever. But it's like and I'm repeating what so many people say, but I guess I'm just kind of thinking of it in a new light, which is like we're not meant to be okay being alone. Like it makes sense. It makes sense that we like are all like addicts, like craving this like stimulation and connection, because that's what we need to survive. And so like rather than being like, oh, I gotta get off the screens, like you'd be like, oh, let's like, how can I actively fill up more of my time satisfying these desires, satisfying these genuine needs, and you could like treating it like a little bit like a job or a responsibility, not like I think like connection. It sort of feels like in the idea of an intentional community, I think is flawed and limited. Like community has to grow organically for it to be a real community, but you can intentionally participate in endeavors which allow for organic growth of community. Like you can go to the club meeting at like 3 times a week. It doesn't mean you're gonna become a community. It doesn't mean you'll get along, whatever. But you can do the actions which will give things the opportunity to grow. And so it's also just making me feel really grateful for like my daily life of I do again, it's not perfect, and I have, like most people, I think my generation, I have a deep desire for ever more meaningful community, but and Lord willing, I can work towards that, and Lord willing, be connected more to that. But I have been engaging in those processes, and it has borne fruit. I am part of one community specifically, and sort of growing to be part of a couple others, and then also and then my family and my friends, and so just kind of figuring out how I can lean more into that. But I guess the upshot of this would be to say like maybe let's not be so hard on ourselves for being addicted to screens, because I think they're our attempt to fulfill a real actual need. Like it's not like we're breathing in, and the air that's available for us are these screens. And so instead of trying to just freaking suffocate, let's go to try and find some new air, and just a little at a time is nice too. Like I went for a walk, and I didn't on my way to get a sandwich, and I didn't listen to my headphones when I walked to the sandwich. But then when I got my sandwich, I listened to stuff while I was eating and played some chess while I was eating. But I just had like a few moments in the sun without listening to something, and I can already just feel my brain. I mean, it's tough though, because when you're like fully in zombie mode, when you then break it, you like feel so bad about yourself, and you like have that like, oh, what have I been doing? And so if you just stay in it, you don't need to go through that. But it's just only gonna get worse the longer you do it, and it's also not such a big deal. Like, you can just, it doesn't need to be so bad. But anyway, good luck, and good luck to me, and I'm gonna probably go watch some more screens. All right, maybe I'll read a little too. Peace.